Last summer, I made 2 videos entitled These Model Trains Are Worthless Parts 1 and 2. I've gotten numerous requests to make more installments of these, so after a year of dragging my feet, welcome to These Model Trains Are Worthless Part 3. Quick disclaimer, I do not have anything personally against these items, nor do I think they can't be enjoyed. This is coming from my perspective as a model train store owner. I chose the items in this video based on what items I have trouble selling in my store, items I have to heavily discount in order for them to move, or items that I simply flat out won't buy because they're such bad shelf sitters. If you collect or are a fan of the items in this video, please don't take offense to me calling them worthless here, as this is purely from my perspective as a seller of model trains. Alright, with that being said, let's get into it. Bachmann Big Haulers. I think that G-scale confuses a lot of people because while it may be the most expensive scale in a lot of ways, that doesn't make every item in the scale valuable, and Bachmann's Big Haulers are a perfect example of this. Don't get me wrong, Bachmann have made some nice G-scale items in the past, such as their shays and logging equipment, but items using their main tooling, such as the 460 or the standard rolling stock found in starter sets, have been produced in the exact same way for decades, completely oversaturating the market for them. On top of that, Bachmann's G-scale track is horrible. It is the only G-scale track, to my knowledge, that isn't able to be put outside. Isn't that the whole point of G-scale? I had 2 Bachmann sets in my store recently, and I had to mark them down to $20 to get them out the door. I don't plan on looking for any more soon either. Lionel Scout Sets. Lionel is similar to the item we just talked about because people typically associate Lionel with high value. And once again, yes, Lionel does have some items in all their eras of production that are worth quite a lot, and they continue to charge top dollar for their new items as well. And while there are many items from the post-war era that are highly collectible, Scout sets are not one of them, for the same reason as those Big Hauler sets. They are just not rare. They were the most produced product by Lionel for a number of years, and I typically end up selling cars and engines from these sets for less than $10. The HO Scale Bridge and Pier Set. This item is unique because it isn't just one specific brand who makes this item. The Bridge and Pier Set has been a commonly produced item in HO scale since the 70s and can be found in pretty much every mainline train set. I don't just consider this item worthless because of its oversaturation, however, but because of its user-friendliness or lack thereof. It is, in my opinion, the stupidest model train accessory ever made. If you're using the Tyco or AHM variant, you have to have Hulk-level strength to slide the bridge pieces onto this track, and pretty much every variation of this product makes grades too steep for engines to climb if they're pulling more than a handful of cars. Sometimes engines can't even climb them at all. I think the biggest flaw with this item, though, is that the second you lose one piece, it immediately makes it dysfunctional and pretty much unsellable. The HO Scale Bridge and Pier Set is something I almost dread getting in collections. I usually end up giving them away because I'd almost feel bad selling this item. Let's close out this installment of Worthless Trains with one more that may ruffle some feathers, but I seriously cannot find a value in these items, and that is Bachmann's 90s engines with the nylon gears. If you watch model train videos frequently on YouTube, you will hear people talk endlessly about the dreaded nylon gears in Bachmann engines from the 90s. The issue with these is that they crack easily over time, rendering engines basically useless. The struggle it takes to find replacement parts and the time it takes to repair these engines far outweighs their value, and even though there are some impressive looking engines from this era, such as the Daylight and the J-Class, this fatal design flaw dooms their value in my opinion. Well, there you have it, folks. The long-awaited 3rd installment of Worthless Model Trains. I hope you enjoyed watching, and please remember, this is all just my opinion and a reflection of the things I see sell and not sell at my train stores. For more information on those, visit cadencesrailyard.com, and in the meantime, if you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing as it really does help me out a lot. See you guys in the next video, and thank you so much for watching.